perfect. Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Baloo The Bear. Am I streaming? Yeah, I got audio. Just had my intro video just go over top of me. Oh well, we're still looking good. I'm streaming on a new computer. I've got a new setup. I'm streaming at crazy high bitrate. Things seem to be working phenomenally well, except for the little intro video there. So welcome in if you're new here. My streams are usually very unstable, but the quality is the content is quality. So welcome in if you're new here. I want to invite you to hit the subscribe button or follow me on Twitch. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the crypto market as a whole. We're going to talk a little bit about stocks and where we are, and focus on mindset and FUD, really, because there's a lot of FUD, and this is characteristic of an inflection point. Now, what an inflection point is a point in the market from a technical standpoint where there is several things that you can point at to be bearish and several things that you can point at to be bullish. An inflection point is that indecision moment where the bulls and the bears are fighting, and we're at an inflection point. So we're going to dive into the charts and zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. A lot of people freaking out, so let's not just drone on anymore here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the king of all crypto, and that is Bitcoin. All right, so starting out here on the daily, we are in this localized downtrend. We had a huge shakeout event. The overall downside of this move from tip to tip was approximately 40% retracement. Now, very healthy retracements in Bitcoin in bull markets are 30 to 40% retracements. So we're still having these 30 to 40% retracements. A lot of fear in the markets, everybody calling for lower levels, but the reality is we've done a heck of a lot of selling. The market has done a ton of selling. So, you know, there's always somebody taking the other side of the trade. Somebody is buying at these levels, and we saw a huge volume spike here indicated by our Wyckoff volume, our VSA volume, showing a high volume event right here defending this line. Now this area right here is a very significant support / resistance area. It was an initial preliminary supply here in the distribution. We bounced off it a few times inside of this distribution, and it was the area of the capitulation before we had this markdown event right here. It offered resistance here, and it's now trying to prove support. So as long as we're above this level right here, I will remain bullish. I'm not going to get too bearish until we start to break some of the structure to the downside below $40,000. So this is a key area to look at right now. You don't want to get below that. Currently holding support right now, but we are seeing a bearish trend in the RSI as well, as we are down in the 30 area of the RSI. Now let's go over to the weekly chart, because when in doubt, zoom out. And when we look at the weekly, there's really nothing to be bearish about. You know, everybody's got their panties in a knot. We're all scared as to what's going on in the markets. But the reality is we have not printed a lower low on the macro. We haven't done it with a wick. We haven't done it with candle body close. We are printing higher highs and higher lows throughout this consolidation. So until we have a reason to flip our bias to the bear side, I need to remain bullish. So we've been in a bull market, we had a distribution into a reaccumulation, and we are leaving that reaccumulation with higher highs and higher lows. So as it stands right now on Bitcoin, yeah, it's shaky out there. Yeah, it's causing a lot of FUD, and the traditional markets are getting quite scared with the Omicron variant. Whatever, it is what it is. So, you know, we look at the charts are not saying bearish just yet. Taking a look at Ethereum is actually doing really, really well, considering what turmoil Bitcoin has been bringing to the markets. Ethereum has been chugging along, and we have a beautiful market structure consolidation right above our reaccumulation after decline. So we had a reaccumulation after decline on Ethereum, and that has broken out into our sign of strength. We've made a new high on this consolidation, and now we're just hanging out in this zone on top of a critical support / resistance flip. Ethereum is looking really good. quite bullish on Ethereum, regardless of what's going on in the markets elsewhere. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin dominance, BTC.D. How is my stream doing? Can I get a stream quality check? I'm quite stoked to see that, at least on my end, it's showing not dropping frames, only running my CPU at 20%. Beautiful. So if I can get a confirmation that things are looking great, we might have the days of shitty streams behind us. Taking a look at Bitcoin dominance, still on the swing low in this consolidation. Nothing has changed here with the analysis. We've been talking about this for weeks. There's two possible outcomes. We're at a inflection point. We're at an area of a reversal. We're sitting on this this support level, so there's a probability that we bounce off of this, so that would correlate with either a dump in the alts or a move inside of Bitcoin. But what would be better to see, the side of this that we would prefer to see as altcoin traders, is a break below the 40 line, get that bearish test, get us trapped below here and begin to mark down in Bitcoin dominance, and that would be fabulous to see inside of the altcoins. But that has not come to fruition just yet. We're still inside of this consolidation, so we're still consolidating. It's really that simple. Let's take a look at total on the weekly. We are below this critical support / resistance flip here. I want to see if we can get a recovery here. We're at the bottom of the channel, but we are below this support / resistance flip, so we do need to regain the $2.5 trillion level in crypto market cap. Let's go ahead and take a look at total 2, which is the entire cryptocurrency market cap excluding Bitcoin, so Ethereum and all of the other altcoins. Again, below this critical support / resistance flip area. Let's go ahead and take a look at total 3, which is all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I don't know what this line here is doing, but again, below a critical support / resistance flip on all 3 of those. So we do need to get back above that level before we can get bullish again. So until that happens, we're just in a holding pattern, waiting to see. But honestly, I really, if you can show me something in the charts that would point to a bear market, I'm happy to listen. We have bearishness, we have bearish price action, but we have nothing that's confirming a bear market. So a lot of people really nervous and you know, calling for the end. Crypto Twitters can't make up our mind. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Until I have a reason to flip my bias is continuation of the general trend of the market direction. The general trend of the market direction is up. We are in a bull market. Let's catch up with the chat here. This stream is smooth today. Awesome. So happy to hear it, man. So happy to hear it. It's been too many streams with just this unprofessional bullshit dropped frame stuff. I don't know if I'll have such a nice setup when I hit the road back in Canada, by the way. When I hit the road back to Mexico, we'll see if I can get a wired connection. I have a wired connection. I have a new computer. I've got all the settings and everything's looking great. So yeah. Okay, RYO, most private and untraceable cryptocurrency, only 1 million market cap, available on Trade Ogre. No, not interested. Sounds like it's not worth wiping my ass with that shitcoin. So much FUD all around, all at once. Every price prediction model from the last 5 months is about to get invalidated, except lengthening cycles. Lengthening cycles is becoming more and more valid, so we can absolutely consider that. Talk about Benqui. What is the ticker on that? Leave me the ticker, I'll take a look. Can barely hear you. Test. How is the levels? Sounds good. 100% smooth. Great gear, smooth as fuck. Could be a bit louder. All right, let's crank it up a little bit. How's that? Test. Hello. Okay. Stream is going good. Frame rate great. Volume low. Okay, let me know if I've rectified that situation. Good morning, Patty. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day in the Philippines. Avalanche and Balancer, great calls. Let's go ahead and let's queue those up. Let's get AVAX on the screen. Do we not have Avalanche on? Yeah, we do. AVAX, USD. Is it just a derivative on FTX? What's going on? FTX. Oh, it's just perpetuals. Okay. Take a look on the Tether chart. Yeah, it got pretty overheated, coming back down to reality. We'll do a fib on that and see where we can find a high probability area of retracement. Sound is fine. QI for Ben Quai. Sure, we'll take a look at that better. How's Harmony 1 doing? Took out the initial investment. So far, it's all profit. How low do you think this can go? Tick. Okay, we're getting a lot of ticker requests here. Okay. My dad called me the other day and asked if it would be a good idea to buy Doge. If you were looking for confirmation of a bear market, there you go. Is it a good idea? Do we get in? Do we get into Doge? Is it a good idea to get it? Yeah, that's kind of worrisome for sure. The whole Doge thing, the whole meme coin thing, it's nonsensical. It's hard to use it as a signal. Me personally, I don't see mania. I don't see mania. And that's just, you know, this is coming from sentiment. This is coming from experience. This is coming from, you know, previous market structure. We don't have a blow off top mania phase. Not to say that we have to have one, but we don't. We haven't had one. So it's higher, in my opinion, it's a higher probability that we have just a longer drawn out reaccumulation phase. And what that reaccumulation does in terms of length, like how long the reaccumulation takes place and how deep it retraces during that reaccumulation, is up for discussion. But we don't have a blow off top. We don't have a mania phase. Let's take a look at Avalanche and look for a potential retracement area. I'm going to go right here from this. I'm going to treat this as this whole move right here so we can get some of the more bearish targets on Avalanche. Lots being built on Avalanche, quite bullish on Avalanche. So we just got below the 0.382. I'd be looking at the 0.5 for a bullish reversal point, considering that that was the previous high of the last consolidation. I'd be looking in this general range. So let's take a look at that. That's on the daily. Let's go to the weekly and look for confluence there. So there's also a target down in this general area that's a lot more bearish and a lot bigger, but both of those would be valid targets to be looking for. So you could look at this area right here at around 70 to 80. If we just blow right through that, you could be looking for support back here at the previous high, probably at around $60. So anywhere from $60 to $80 is looking good for Avalanche. We're at 87 right now, so I don't know, do you really want to split hairs? I think there's a lot being built on Avalanche right now. There's plenty of demand going into the utility of that token, so plenty of reason to be holding / buying Avalanche. For me, I hold Avalanche primarily for the purpose of adding to my own position. My G-Ohm farm on Trader Joe is what I use my Avalanche for. Yeah, it's a good protocol with use case, and we've had a nice retracement. Let's see what we're sitting at for the retracement right now. Had about a 50% retrace. How much selling can you really do? You know what I mean? It's a good product. SHIB all day. Shiba Inu. Oh, you took my advice and paid off my house. Well done. It's a really good trade, man. Really good trade. You paid off your house. You've locked in value. Good for you. Congratulations. Nobody I know has heard of Ethereum. They were asked about Bitcoin before the May crash, though. Okay. Yeah. I feel like everybody knows what Bitcoin is and everybody knows what Doge is. But nobody knows what Ethereum is. Holy smokes. And it's just, you know, you're pretty early. You're pretty early to what's being built here. You keep hearing that. It's almost like a meme in and of itself, is YouTubers telling you you're early. But the reality is nobody uses crypto, and emphasis on use. Emphasis on use. Nobody's using cryptocurrencies. There are plenty of speculators speculating on the price of cryptocurrencies, and there is plenty of market participants investing and trading in cryptocurrencies. But of the market participants, how many are actually using it? How many people aren't buying Bitcoin and Ethereum? And how many are just, using stable coins to get 20% interest? How many people are treating crypto as a bank account where they just get the best interest rates and the best abilities? Not many. You're very early. Very, very early, but that is quite a subjective topic. What does very early mean? What does it mean for the price volatility in the short to medium term? That's what we have the TA for. But from the big picture, the macro picture, you're freaking early if you are playing around with cryptocurrency. Another one of the cryptos that I'm in love with is Olympus DAO. Olympus DAO has been in a beautiful downtrend. I've barely lost any money because of the rebases on this one. So it's hedging the downside risk through the rebasing, and it's heading down to my beautiful, beautiful buy zone. If I see this thing below 400 bucks, I'll be adding to that. I added a little bit today, and if we get into the buy zone, I'll be adding again. This is a project that I'm absolutely in love with. You can quote me saying that I think this is the best project in all of crypto, period, right now. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Olympus DAO. This is a project that I am very bullish on, and I'm loving to see it at a discount, because this is one of the cryptos that has measurable intrinsic value that it can bounce off of. Let's go ahead and take a look at One Harmony. Actually, what was before that? QI. So it's going to be a really low market cap coin, man. Really low market cap coin comes with a lot of risk. Let's see what we got. You've got basically a sideways trading environment. We had a launch and we're chopping sideways. So let's slap a range around it. This is basically what we're looking at. We have no clear trend. We have no clear higher low. We have no significant market structure. So what you need to be prepared for is a retracement back down to the bottom of the range at around 10 cents. I don't know when you entered. I don't know if you entered at all. I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm just some dude streaming on the internet. But what I can say is we are range bound with no trend direction whatsoever. We can come down to the bottom of the range and bounce. That would be great. We could come down to the bottom of the range, break market structure, and now we've got a new low. And if that's the case, we have a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low, meaning that we're in a downtrend. So that's not what you want to see. We need more information to be printed in the charts before we can make up our mind. A lot of people will probably be pointing to some sort of cup and handle formation. You can't front run a cup and handle formation. You have to wait for the significant break of this support/resistance flip, which is over here, until you can get a nice significant move above that level and stay above that level. You got nothing. You got nothing. You need to stay above this level to confirm before you get a move up. What do we got here? What do we got? Balancer. You like Balancer, eh? I haven't really looked at it from the technical point of view, but fundamentals, I think Balancer is becoming irrelevant. Personally, that's just my own bias, though. We're kind of in a trading range. It's a kind of distributional range, though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you were bullish on Balancer, which me personally I'm not, we're sitting at the bottom of the range. So when you're sitting at the bottom of the range, this is the area where you buy. If you've been accumulating in this at all and you're long Balancer, you have a long-term vision or you have a long-term plan with this investment, and you've been accumulating in this range at all, and you're not about to sell, then you really should buy, because we're at the bottom of the range. Now, again, not financial advice. I can't tell you guys what to do with your trades or investments, but this is the area of interest if you are one of those who is interested in Balancer. Okay, let's take a look at one. Ooh, yucky. Let's get a new fresh perspective here. Okay, so we had a beautiful run up here. Markets just, it's taken a meltdown all over the place. So let's zoom out. Here's the thing, like everybody, when they start getting nervous, like they get some indicator or some bearish signal on the daily, what does everybody do? They go and they inspect on the 4 hour. Then they go and they inspect things on the 1 hour. And then they go down to the 15-minute and they're just like, oh man, we're bearish. You're going in the wrong direction. You have to go to the weekly. When you're seeing something that's making you feel sketchy on the daily, then go up to the 3-day and look for clues that would invalidate your bearishness. Go up to the weekly and look for clues that would invalidate the bearishness. If you're in an uptrending market, you need to look for reasons to stay in the trade. One has been climbing. We have a high, a low, a higher high. We're working on a higher low, and this is coming out of a very long-term accumulation period here. Show me some soul. So I would be looking for a turnaround here. Let's see what we've done for a retrace. Did get hammered. Now, one is up and running. It's operational. It is a side chain that is working. There are plenty of dApps being built with Harmony integration, which is great to see. But I don't know, we're kind of getting diluted with the side chains. There's just a lot of side chains now. So, we're diluting the available market cap. We're diluting the available demand. The whole notion of a side chain in having demand is that it's cheaper than Ethereum to pay for gas. Now, that's one idea. It's one idea with 10 different chains. So we're really diluting things. Why do I need to go to one instead of Avalanche? Why do I need to go to Matic instead of XDAI? Like, what is the incentive to get over to these different platforms? And the incentive is the apps, the decentralized applications. Avalanche has a ton. Phantom has a ton. One I'm not really familiar with. So the best case from a fundamental standpoint would be to analyze one's ecosystem compared to others. But yeah, we're the whole market's in a shakeout right now. So everything is in a shakeout. We would be looking for support to be built maybe in this range right here. I'd like to see a possible retracement down to 13 cents, 15 cents, something like that. If we do manage to hold this area, then we'd be looking at something closer, which we're underneath right now, but we'd be looking at something closer to about 18 cents. So currently below that, which means there's a potential to come down to the next support, which would be 13, 12 cents. If we do manage to hold this area and get back on top, we're going to need to reconfirm and retest the support on top of 18 cents. So that's where we're at with Harmony. Bought Hero at 12 cents. Time to sell. Pretty bullish long term. Let's take a look at Hero. I mean, you're in the metaverse, man. You got in at, what did you say, 12 cents? It's trending in the can't tell you when to buy and when to sell, man. And it's not because of a liability thing. It's just because, your tolerance is different. Your strategy might be different. Your ability to hold drawdowns might be different. And the fact that, the market's in an inflection point. So I can't say whether this will just drop down. We never really tested this area. This is on the daily here. We never really tested this area too well. So there's a possibility we come down to maybe the 16 cent mark. You got in at 12 right at the breakout there. Good for you. Well done. Oh, even lower, the initial breakout right here. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't taken any profits, I don't know. If you were signed up on the Alpha Numerics indicator, you got the take profit here right at the tippy top. Hero. Yeah. Metaverse. It's over. What is your feeling about Tether / Binance FUD plays out worst case scenario? I don't even know. I don't care. I don't pay attention. I have no idea. News is noise, in my opinion. When I'm looking at the charts, if I have some news story in my head, I'm like, that is affecting the TA, it's pointless. It's pointless. News is good for, you know, coming back to the chart and being like, oh, well, it did this because of that. It did this because of that. Well, it looks like this happened, so that happened. It's all hindsight analysis. It's fucking useless. It's pointless. I don't care. Tether has been, you know, ready to implode ever since I've been in crypto. Ever since I've been in crypto, Tether has been ready to fucking unravel. Tether's been ready to be gone. Like, go out the door. See you later. We're gonna collapse. Tether will trade to zero. That's been the whole time I've been in crypto. I've been in crypto since 2016. I'm just done. I don't care. If it's gonna fail, fucking fail already, so we can stop talking about it. It's gone this long. It keeps going. I don't know. The charts aren't telling me to bail, so I'm not bailing. Matic is investing in ZK rollups. Interesting, because Matic is a sidechain. I wonder what the incentive is, because ZK rollups is a layer 2 solution for Ethereum. The gas on a ZK rollup is paid in Ethereum. So what is the incentive to a sidechain where the gas is paid in the Matic Polygon tokens? What is the incentive for Matic holders to want this to happen? Why do Matic holders want there to be a roll-up on Ethereum where the gas will be paid in Ethereum? It doesn't really make sense to me. I'll have to look into it, where the angle is and how Matic kind of falls into that, you know, story, into that narrative. How does Matic benefit from something like that? But hey, you know, these are narratives, these are hypes, this is what's going on. Oh yeah, Solana. Oh, getting a little messy. So Solana, it's at an inflection point. You know, technically speaking, let's clean this up a little bit. Let's just look at the naked chart. Let's go to the weekly. Where are we? You know, we're here. So we're looking to possibly come down and test at 171. We've already done that on a few wicks, actually. So we've already come down and tested that area. From the weekly perspective, this is just a reaction. It's a reaction to the downside that has not resulted in a lower low. You should not be worried about Solana until you get a weekly close below 135. So as it stands right now, from a TA point of view, we're still in an uptrend on Solana, and Solana's uptrend is incredibly strong, and there's a ton of demand for Solana because it's a really good product. It's a really good blockchain offering that is very quick, very efficient, and yeah, it's a little centralized, but you know, there's always a trade-off. That's why Ethereum is so expensive. It's the most decentralized, it's the most used, it's the most secure, and it's the most expensive. So, you know, we're working on the solutions overall, but in the meantime, a product like Solana is really, it's a good product. And it's kind of giving you a peek into the future as to what Ethereum will look like once we do scale. So where we're sitting right now, where would we be looking for accumulating? I'd be looking down in this general area. So if we can get a move down to, what is that, 160 to 155, that'd be a good area. And now when I say find support in that area, it doesn't mean just like place your bids there, because we're in a very choppy environment right now. So you're getting a lot of wicks. So often when you identify a support range, you allow the price to come down to the support. The support will typically hold. It'll typically hold and it'll consolidate there. What happens a lot of the time though is it wicks through the support, scares the crap out of everybody. Everybody thinks that we're losing the level, and then we get bought back up. For me, when I have this support and I'm not just placing bids and I'm around to do things manually, If I see price go below the support, I buy. It's like the market's making a mistake, I buy. So that's what you want to look for in this case. So the support is at 160, but if you can get it dipping down to, you know, 135, 140, something like that, that's even better. That's even better for what you're trying to achieve. Oops. Polygon is a layer 2 aggregator. Polygon is a side chain. Polygon is a side chain. It's not doing anything for layer 2 currently, or it's aiming to be a layer 2 aggregator. Yeah, I might have to look into it. I'm gonna have to look into it because I could be missing something here. But yeah, let's go take a look at Matic regardless. Matic is got a nice chart. I like this structure. I like this formation. I like this. It's a picture perfect accumulation. We just need to get that break past the all-time high. All-time high. What are we looking for? All-time high on Matic. We're looking at 272. You get a break past 272, we're off to the races. Matic, it's a really good product. There's a ton of dApps using the Polygon sidechain to mitigate gas fees. Polygon and Avalanche and Phantom. I would say Polygon and Avalanche are the most popular. There's the most dApps being built on Polygon and Avalanche. Runner up to that would be Phantom. Phantom's an up and coming one, so do your own research on Phantom. It's not up and coming. I mean, it's been frickin' mooning, but yeah, as far as support and app development, Phantom is an up and comer in that regard. So this one, you know, it's kind of hard to get an entry right here. I'm happy with the consolidation overall. I've been campaigning into this one below $1. Anything below this range, I think I took a sizable position at around $1.80 on Matic. So, you know, I'm up on that position. There's no reason for me to bail. It's in an accumulative state. I like the structure. Doesn't look like distribution to me. We're just getting ready to coil up and break through that high. Polygon 0, MIR, a ZK Tech is joining Polygon. Recursive proofs, Plonky 2 based on Plonk and FRI. Plonky 2 can generate recursive proofs. Okay. Yeah. Y'all have to figure it out because what you just said to me didn't really get through. So sounds interesting. Sounds like I need to dive into the fundamentals of Matic. It's lining up with the chart and the demand that is growing in the chart. So something is brewing, something is going on for sure. Coin Bureau has a nice breakdown of Matic. I'll take a look. Of the recent upgrades, I'll just get it to the Discord. All right, what else is going on in crypto land? Actually, let's take a look at some stocks. Let's pull over the stonks. DXY continues to rally. So we're in a bull flag formation. The trend is up on the dollar, so we can see a continuation of the dollar. It's not great to see the dollar climbing for any investment, really, unless you're trading Forex and you're trading dollars, because this is indicating that people are retreating. They're taking a cash position. They're building up cash. Cash is in demand. Dollars are in demand, which is why we're seeing this move to the upside. So I'm hoping this resolves into an up thrust because we've got a much larger formation in play here that is very distributional in nature, where we can head to the downside and really start to break things out. This is just a picture perfect distribution, but we're currently on a swing high into what I perceive to be some sort of last point of supply. Hasn't happened yet. We're looking here on the weekly, but when you're on the daily, I would probably speculate that this breaks bullish, so we get another move up, possibly even up to this line right here at 100. We'll see, but you know, there's nothing fundamentally strong about the dollar. So in my opinion, from a fundamental standpoint, this will resolve as a last point of supply, where we can head back down into the markdown period, and equities, commodities, and cryptocurrencies will rally as a result, as cash becomes trash again. Taking a look at the S&P. S&P, it's just up only. S&P just goes up. If you want to buy something that only goes up, you buy the S&P. Take a look at the NASDAQ. Same thing, up only. NASDAQ only goes up. Dow Jones Industrial, hell of a rally off of that. Hell of a rally, hell of a reaction off of that, or a rally. This was kind of the inflection point. A break below that would indicate a bearish trend on the horizon. Looks like we are saying no, it's time to rally. So things are repairing in that world. The Russell, you know, fundamentally speaking, this is building materials. So the Russell, it looks like it's in distribution, as it should. You know, building is slowing down. People are not investing in building new buildings right now. People just aren't building. So of course this will be in kind of a distributional holding pattern for the time being, until we can start to see some fodder for a source of demand for building materials. It is what it is. How come we need a bunch of layer 2s or Web3, but we only need one Oracle token? That's a really good question. And I think that, you know, people need to ask more of these questions. The reason is Chainlink is offering kind of, not a developer, full disclosure, I'm not a developer, but Chainlink is just bringing real world data into all of these chains. So I think it's blockchain agnostic. Like there's no compatibility issues with anything that runs on the Ethereum virtual machine. So because there's no compatibility issues with the code, it doesn't matter if you're on Ethereum, it doesn't matter if you're on Arbitrum, doesn't matter if you're on Optimism, doesn't matter if you're on Polygon, doesn't matter if you're on OMG. The code structure, or the syntax of the code, and the information that the code relays into the blockchain is always the same. So you don't need multiple oracles to run on multiple chains. That's the best that somebody who's not a developer can explain it. But it has to do with the compatibility of the coding language Solidity with Chainlink. Speaking of Link, let's go ahead and take a look. For me, this is not much of a retail coin. This is, you know, you're betting on crypto with investing in Chainlink. That's the easiest way to look at this one. It's a bet on the success of crypto. It's a bet on the success and requirement for developers to need to buy Chainlink so that they can relay real data into the blockchain. Very good, very fundamentally sound use case. If you're bullish on crypto and you're bullish on crypto development using the Solidity coding language, then you should have a position in Chainlink. That being said, I don't, but you know, it's hard to gauge the demand on stuff like this. So bullish case scenario, you know, we're looking at a reaccumulation type pattern in this general area. We had a nice retracement here. Let's see what this was coming off the highs. You know, we had a yeah, healthy 75% retracement in Chainlink. Near the bottom, we still have a higher low. You know, it's a good time to buy if you're a long-term investor in Chainlink. Where it's better to buy at these types of support potential reversal points as it is, instead of buying it when it's in markup and everybody's talking about it. You know, there's several buying opportunities right now throughout the market. Nobody really has an appetite to buy right now, and that's usually when you're supposed to buy. This market cares nothing for fundamentals. Absolutely correct. Until we start to use it, how can people even begin to fathom what the fundamentals are? Nobody uses it. DNMR dropped a lot since all-time high, nearing a bottom. Let's take a look. Never heard of it. Sounds like a shitcoin. DNMR doesn't even fucking show up. Who coin? No, not what I wanted. DNMR? Are you spelling that right? Or am I reading it wrong? DNMR. DNMR. Doesn't even show up. Too shitty of a shitcoin to even show up. Holding Chainlink is painful, but I believe in it the most. Yeah, honestly, it's one of those ones where you just kind of want to just hold it. You know, it's because there's no intrinsic demand coming from the retail side. It's required by developers. So if you're a developer coding on Solidity and you need to bring some sort of price feed data into your code, we need to run Chainlink nodes. That's kind of a behind the scenes thing. It's a behind the scenes, you know, economy. Like, unless you're a developer, you're not going to really know when there's going to be a high demand for Chainlink. Other than that, and seeing, you know, price come in, price appreciation. So it's not a crypto. It is a stock. DNMR. On the New York Stock Exchange. Oof, pump and dump, man. Pump and dump. You've lost pretty much everything on this one. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on this. I mean, when you suffer a loss like this, when you suffer a downtrend like this, you need time to reaccumulate. Danamir Scientific is either going to trade to zero and go bust, or they are going to trade sideways for at least a year. Based on the technicals. Based on the technicals, this is going to do a whole lot of fucking nothing for a long time. Just the way it is, the way it has to be. Once we break the downtrend, so, you know, your first check mark here, and I'm saying first, your first check mark is here at 20 bucks. Until you get above 20 bucks, we're in a downtrend. So you want to get above 20 to prove that we have the ability to break the downtrend, and getting above 20 doesn't prove that, by the way. Once you get above, now you need to, the price needs to come back down. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Once we break past the high, check mark number one, you have to retrace, you have to react and get a higher low. Once you get the higher low, now you've got somewhat of a case saying that we can repair the trend. But as it stands right now, this is something that just got a ton of hype, got a ton of people bought into it for some sort of dumb fundamental reason, and then everybody just pulled. All the VCs pulled, all the whales pulled. If it's a long-term play that you're very fundamentally sound on understanding, this is the area where accumulation can begin. So let's take a look at the volume. We haven't even seen a seller's climax into this area yet. Let's go down to the daily. So on the daily chart, we've got kind of a change of character right here. We can make note of that. That is noteworthy right here. So that's kind of the sideways trading environment. I don't typically like these angled, these sloped trading ranges, but they can help. They can help. You need to break past 20 before you even pay attention to what's going on here. So just set an alarm here on the 20 line, and once it gets above that, or, you know, if we rally up to here, it'll create a new low. So you just repeat the process. So if it rallies up to here and gets rejected and makes a new low, all you're going to do at that point is just move your target down to the next high, and then your high will be 16 bucks or whatever. But we need to break out a high. We need to break the structure. We need to break the downtrend that's in play right now. So it is what it is. Why do other developers like Tether bother making an oracle then? To try and trick people into buying their tokens so that they can make a bunch of money. It only costs like, you know, a couple $100 to launch a token. If you get everybody to buy it, rug pull on them, make a bunch of money. It's a great way. Great way. Let's take a look at Tether. Oof. Yuck. Disgusting. Disgusting. Yucky. Unsavory. Unappealing. Not a fan. Yeah, let's take a look at DApp. How low does the reaction go? Time to put up or shut up. You're kind of in that zone right now. So, you know, a drop to much lower levels would get you down to the 786 retracement. 786 retracement is not a characteristic of a healthy trend. So the 618 is still holding that kind of healthy trend area. Look for a significant support / resistance. I'm gonna go back to here. And this is kind of the bullish / bearish line in the sand, I think. And we're currently below the line in the sand for Polkadot. Not great. Not great from a TA point of view, because the next kind of general area where we can expect a little bit of support would be probably down here. You'd be looking at around 20 bucks. Psychological $20 level for Polkadot, I think, is quite strong. Not sure why this is such a steep and severe retracement, because I guess there's just that many speculators in Polkadot. Polkadot doesn't have enough of an ecosystem built out. So a lot of the demand will come from speculators, but there's a lot of promise in Polkadot. Polkadot has a really good development team, and you know, the guy who created Polkadot knows Ethereum like the back of his hand. He probably helped create the Solidity coding language. So ease of development is really important. You want to make sure that the developers don't struggle with creating dApps. And I think Polkadot is focused on not just the coding side and the language and all of that, but they're focused on compatibility and strengthening the Ethereum network. But it's certainly not showing that in the price right now. You're going to want to watch this downward sloping line of resistance break this line right here. We need to break this down sloping line of resistance to begin to repair the trend. We need to repair the trend. This is the common thing that we're seeing in a lot of these cryptos. There's some that look great from an cumulative point of view, and then there's others that have some repairing to do. We need to repair that trend, and Bitcoin is, you know, misbehaving. Let's take a quick look at BTC now that we got our daily close. Where did we close? We're at 47. Yeah, we're still looking good. Yeah, I mean, we're still in the right area for a potential reversal. What about Cardano and Aave? Both have green diamonds on the one-day alphanumerics. Well, let's take a look at Aave. Aave is fundamentally really, really strong. Cardano, not the same picture at all, but you know, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, we have a green diamond, but we also have a red wave. Now, what you're going to want to see here is we want to see this. Let's actually just take the price out for a second. We want to see this blue line begin to curl up. If we can start to curl this up and threaten some crosses, now we've got something bullish to talk about. As it stands right now, we don't. If you're long-term bullish on Aave, which is not a bad thing to do because I think Aave is an important protocol, then you can accumulate. I will, however, say that there's a lot of innovation with DeFi 2.0. So projects like Olympus DAO, when their treasury becomes massive, which I anticipate their treasury will become massive, they have the potential to take the place of Curve. They have the potential to take the place of Uniswap. They have the potential to take the place of Aave. They have the potential to take the place of, name the token. Name a lot of these DeFi 1.0 protocols, these money Legos as they're often referred to, because they just have all of the liquidity to be able to facilitate whatever application you're looking to run. So that would be something that would destroy Aave and a lot of other cryptos. It would kind of ruin my sushi trade. It would ruin a lot. But I'm exposed to sushi and I'm exposed to Olympus, so I have exposure to multiple outcomes. Green diamond, meaning we're oversold. If you want to be the buyer in the oversold conditions, it's a good place to be. Does that mean that it won't go lower? No. Does that mean that it'll reverse from here? No. So do your own research, manage your own portfolio and understand that there's no guarantees here. Aave had a hell of a run, and there's still people wanting to take profits. I'd be looking at this area. This is a significant area that we're sitting on right now, actually. So if we are going to have a reversal, the highest probability of a reversal would be in this zone. If we fail to do so and start breaking below this, it's not looking good. And it's going to require some time before you can, before the market can be convinced that we have a bullish outlook on Aave. Theta. Best non-ETH layer 1 in your opinion if you had to enter today? Well, I don't know what you're referring to because, like you said, the fundamentals diverge from price all the time. The best layer 1, did you say? Non-ETH layer 1? I would say it's Polygon. I would say it's Matic. It's got the most built on it. That's where I'm coming from, is what's built, what's there, how many applications can be used, what's the liquidity, what's the volume, what's the activity. And when I look at that, it's going to be Polygon, Matic. Next to that, Avalanche. Next to that, Phantom. Thoughts on the ongoing Evergrande FUD? Couldn't care less. Really don't care. Evergrande is a development company. It's not a bank. Everybody is saying that Evergrande is going to trigger some financial collapse, just like the Lehman Brothers going bust. Lehman Brothers was a bank. Evergrande is a developer. Evergrande will default. Evergrande will owe a bunch of people a bunch of money. And those people that they're going to owe money are banks. The banks never owned the liquidity that they lent out in the beginning in the first place. So the banks will be fine. They're not going to get a bailout. They're going to get fucked. They're going to get bankrupt and they will disappear. And along with it, so will the FUD. I don't care. I don't care about news, period. End of story. News, if you're trying to trade the markets from a technical standpoint, you cannot watch the news. You cannot absorb anything that is being said by the herd. The herd watches the news. The herd can't interpret the candles, so they have to interpret the story. And the herd always loses. It's just the way it is. You can't watch the news. If Evergrande collapses and that correlates with actionable price action in the charts, where there is signals that are flashed that are saying we're in a bear market, or there are signals that are flashing that are saying exit the trade, then we will do so. But until that occurs, we can't, and we have to maintain with the bias. And as it stands right now, we're in a bull market, and nothing from a TA standpoint has destroyed the stance of a continuation of the bullish trend. The day-to-day, very volatile. You probably bought at the wrong time. That's fine. But the reality is, from a macro perspective, no structure is broken. No structure is broken. We're still in a bull market. Stream's looking good. Thank you very much. Do I like Luna? I actually do. I'm starting to see Luna pop up in the Ethereum applications, and that's all it needs. That's all I need. it's popping up. You know, the Ethereum applications are sucking up Luna, so now I'm bullish on Luna. I think that how Luna works is pretty interesting. And if it has staying power, it can be one of the best trades that you make. As we continue to create more and more stable coins of different varieties, whether it's dollars, euros, yuan, yen, whatever derivative you want to create through the Luna ecosystem, will just go towards burning the Luna supply, and it's good. It's a good trade. It's a good long-term hold. I think Luna's great. All right, I think that is all the time I have for today. This was supposed to just be a test anyways. I don't usually stream on Thursdays. I will be back on the regular schedule tomorrow. So look forward to another stream tomorrow where we'll probably talk about all of the same things again. Sorry I didn't have time to get to look at VeChain, but we'll check it in tomorrow's stream. So don't forget to follow if you're on Twitch, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. That is all the time I have for today. Please like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.